It's been a wonderful experience. You know, I have been to Greece before and always had such a wonderful time with the Olympics, etc., travel, vacation. But coming in this capacity has been truly extraordinary. And I'll tell you what, surprised me, because I know the Greek people and the diaspora in the United States, so many of my dearest, closest personal friends, was the warm welcome, the embrace that I received from the people of Greece was heartwarming. And it was really incredible, because having lived in different places like New York, which is a tough, strong place, to just feel just the sincerity of the Greek people, just how genuine they are, loving, passionate. I love the focus on family and faith. It's been a wonderful experience. And it actually exceeded my very high expectations, which is pretty remarkable. What is particularly exciting for me is I get to be the United States ambassador to the Hellenic Republic as we are having Freedom 250, the anniversary, 250 years of the United States. And to be here in the birthplace of democracy, it is historical beyond anyone's wildest imagination. I cannot wait to have our 4th of July party here and our embassy that's been renovated and really celebrate. It's such a magical experience, and it's so inspiring in terms of, my heart to be able to be here. And, you see over here, we've got my American flag and the Greek flag. And it's just, this is it. This is everything. And somebody said to me today, they said, Kimberly, when you were a little girl, did you ever dream and think that you would be the U.S. ambassador to Greece? And I stopped for a moment and I was like, wow. In the past, I've traveled throughout Greece, but this time I've been obviously very busy working, but I was able to go to Hydra, and that was beautiful, great experience, was well received there by the mayor as well. So it was a fantastic experience. I went in the church there, which was absolutely breathtaking. So I'm looking forward to, outreach and traveling all over Greece. I had a wonderful time when I went for work, but it was a great cultural experience going to Thessaloniki and to St. Demetrius Church, which was incredible. And just knowing the history of it and just, the interconnection between, faith and the church, and even in politics. It's really unique, I think, in Greece in terms of the position that the church, maintains and holds, which I think is really good. It benefits the people of Greece. Even just politically with working with the church has been a very wonderful experience for me, and I've been very well received by the Greek Orthodoxy. Yes, it's been one of the more fascinating aspects of my role, my assignment position here at Post. It's something that's very important to President Trump, which was to have this energy independence, and energy independence is national security. And we've seen that time and time again, especially in recent days. So it was perfect timing for me to be able to arrive when the PTEC conference was happening, which was fabulous, and we had over 80 U.S. government officials, which is high-ranking, et cetera, cabinet secretaries, the undersecretary, deputy secretary. So it was wonderful to have Burgum and Wright, Secretary Regis here as well, Undersecretary Hellberg, working together with the Greeks in terms of our bilateral relationship and establishing and working with the vertical corridor, which has been immensely important, and especially now also as it relates, we had the visit of President Zelensky coming, and to make sure that we were able to provide U.S. LNG short-term and long-term all the way up the vertical corridor to Odessa. That helps bring peace and stability to the region. So that was something that was very important for the president, and for me to be able to be a part of that here. It was a very good feeling, because I know this affects history. It affects people. It saves lives. It provides, the importance of having a strong presence for Ukraine to be able to maintain their sovereignty and to be able to be at the negotiating table with Putin and try to bring peace. As you know, and the world has seen, President Trump is the president of peace. He cares about lives. He does not want to see lives lost. And with my son being 19 years old, imagine he walks out the door one day and he's going to go serve, his country. Care about that. Don't have, the attrition where you're not, you're just worn out by war. Care about it every single day to do something to save lives. And I couldn't be more proud of my president for what he has done. for the Israeli people as well, and ending conflicts, to be able to work together. And that's why also the role of an ambassador representing the United States of America is so important here, because I've been able to have a regional influence, thanks be to God, to work with other countries as it relates to the vertical corridor, with Bulgaria and Romania, to work with Cyprus, to work with Ukraine, work with Moldova. I had the pleasure of meeting here in my home the president of Moldova, a very smart, strong, talented woman, and it's just been great. I do believe, honestly, with such enthusiasm, that all things are possible if we communicate, we work together, and we try to benefit the bilateral relationship between the United States and Greece. You know, I think there's so much opportunity here, and again, thank you for pointing out, I've been here 2 months, and look what's been accomplished so far. We signed a historic MOU as it relates to AI with our Undersecretary Jacob Helberg being here, working on the cooperation between our two countries. To me, it's limitless. We have so much possibility and potential as it relates to shipping. With the incredible presence and dominance that Greece has in this area, they've shown a very healthy interest. I work very well with the ministers about working with the United States, about training, learning how to be able to do repairs, et cetera, manufacturing, opportunities to be able to build ships in the United States of America as well. And I've really taken a healthy interest in learning this whole trade very much and immersing myself in it, because it's so important in terms of where Greece is geopolitically, what they're able to focus on, what they excel at, what they're the best at, you know, in the world, and learning that. I'll even be taking a trip to South Korea for ships that are being built there. So I have a very, heavy but very smart schedule in terms of understanding everything. You really have to immerse yourself. If you're an ambassador to a country, learn about the people, learn about what they do in terms of trade and economy, and learn those opportunities so that you can benefit and we can get some things done together. And they are very excited about it. I really am impressed too with the ministers that I'm working with here in Greece, and I have a great relationship with the Prime Minister. He's a very smart man, hardworking, and has been very gracious and working with me on all the different opportunities. And I'll say this, they've made themselves very available to me. So the lines of communication are open. It's every day, till early in the morning till late at night, just so we can make sure we get things done. One of the things that I really focused on prior to my arrival was making sure and arranging a 3+1. And we had a fantastic opportunity to meet, to get together. We had Israel here, we had Cyprus here, myself, et cetera. And it worked very well. And we're in fact following up with another one in 3 months. That's what you have to do. You have to maintain the dialogue, the open lines of communication, talk about what we can do together, to partner together. And so far, I'll be honest with you, it's worked incredibly well. This has not been a stress point or anything like that. As it relates to Turkey, obviously we want to have open dialogue and communication. The good news is I have a very close personal relationship with the ambassador assigned by the president to Turkey in Tom Barrack. So, we communicate regularly, and I think it's going to be very beneficial to all our countries' best interests that, we have that relationship. We have worked together for years. We know each other. We trust each other. And I think it only benefits Greece and Turkey that you have this relationship with the United States to be able to, facilitate open dialogue and, in terms of just stability in the region. It's incredibly important. We've seen so many things, throughout the world that are going on, right now. And I think you see now with what we've been able to do with all these different countries working together, it's been very positive, very positive. So I represent the United States of America here in Greece, right? And in terms of my position, I'm always looking for innovative and collaborative ways for the United States to have, representation here, influence, et cetera. I'm always looking to have stability in the region. It's a very healthy dynamic to have competition, to have multiple bidders, et cetera, like that. At the time, that's what happened, so obviously Greece is going to honor that. My point is I'm looking to develop ways to enhance and include American infrastructure in anywhere that we can. That's my job. So if I look for an opportunity, whether it's at a port or something else, or developing infrastructures for FSRUs or anything like that, I'm going to look at that, I'm going to examine it, I'm going to study it, and I'm going to see if there's a way for us to work together in our bilateral relationship. I think we share so many common values, and having had deep, experience with the diaspora in the United States of America, 3 million Greek Americans, it's really prepared me well to be in this position, especially also with my educational background and with a focus and emphasis on Greco-Roman history. So I really feel that I came very well prepared in terms of understanding the people and having that personal, connection. So what I've tried to do here is also branch out, yes, education, okay, because I believe cultural and people-to-people ties is extremely important. And like I said, working with the Greek Orthodox, phenomenal relationship with the church. And being a nice Catholic girl, there's so many similarities. It's the closest thing to Catholicism. So I think there's just that deep rooted interest and love of faith and of God, and I see that expressed in the Greek people. So it's been wonderful to travel and go to all the different churches and meet with the different archbishops who have been incredibly welcoming to me. And I'm looking forward to the plans that we have working in the community. I've talked to them when I was in Thessaloniki. We said we're going to work with some of the domestic violence issues that they're working on, elder issues, etc., and working with children. I'm a former special needs educator, so was my mother. So I really have such a deep and healthy interest in making sure that, I have touch points with, children in Greece, and my books finally arrived. So I'm looking forward to going to some classrooms and reading and giving my books to the children as well. It's a book about facing your fears and overcoming challenges, just to try to be inspirational. I feel I've been abundantly blessed to receive such an important and historical post. And so I want to do anything that I can to give back to the Greek people while representing the United States of America, to show my appreciation and my love of the culture here, of the faith, their love of family and tradition. So I've really tried to embrace that, whether it's pita cuttings, all kinds of things. And it's been just so fun to be able to do that and spend time with different families to understand. I think it makes me a better ambassador, to have that connection and understand the culture and just soak it in so that I absorb it and I understand better. It will only help and enhance, my performance at Post. One of my best friends for years, who I absolutely adore, is Konstantinos Agiros. He's just a wonderful person. He's been super helpful, even in my preparation coming to Greece. I love his wife, their beautiful baby. It's been wonderful. I was able to go see him. He had a very nice party. It was wonderful to be able to, as soon as I hit the ground, to be able to be immersed and be there. I love music. I love dancing. It's a big part of the Greek culture, people and what they love and the music. And by the way, it completely correlates, with the sort of that Greek personality, love of life, and connecting together, coming together. Let me tell you something. I think Greeks are some of the happiest people in the world. Funny because I've seen here how very serious, everybody is about sports. And I love sports, by the way. Grew up playing it, had a basketball court in my backyard, building one out here so everyone in the community and the mission can enjoy it with pickleball courts. So it was so fun. And I have a 19-year-old boy, right? So he loves sports, loves basketball. We were able to go to that. We were able to, go to the football match as well, which is fantastic. So, it's been an incredible experience. I actually really enjoy it. And then obviously so does my son. But if you're there, you really see the dynamic spirit. I was blown away. I could not believe the enthusiasm. It was so impressive of the crowds and the chanting, and they're singing and they're doing everything. And I said, oh my goodness, this sounds so beautiful. What are they saying? They said, well, they're saying some good things and some bad things. I said, okay, well, but it was great to be at. And then, you've got to go to this team, red team, then green team, then I don't know. I'm trying to keep up with everything. What's very cool is I got the opportunity of a lifetime and the honor of a lifetime to be able to run and carry the Olympic torch, which was otherworldly when you think about it, to be able to have that moment in history, especially since I was here for the Olympics in Athens. And now from then till today, and be able to have that as a part of history. And I have the Olympic torch, by the way, from 2004 when I was here, and it's in my library. So it's just amazing the way the world has come, full circle. It was just fabulous opportunity and experience. It was just breathtaking, and running with the torch, and pass with the Acropolis in the background. It was just, wow, what an honor. As I said, I played sports my whole childhood growing up, including in college, I played flag football. So I'm very excited because there's an opportunity now that flag football is going to be in the Olympics, and I'm very excited because they're dear friends of mine. The Chargers coming here to Greece. I was at the last Super Bowl as a guest of the Spanos family. So I think this is just, just such a wonderful opportunity. I think, again, it's just something that really strengthens and deepens, our people-to-people ties and culturally, and having that opportunity to be here and help facilitate it, it's going to be fantastic.